All right, so what's going on, folks? Welcome back to another NFL preseason breakdown. And today we are talking about the AFC East. And with me today, I got Ace with me. So what's going on, Ace?
What's going on? I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. Um, but yeah, let's without further ado, let's jump right into it. Last year they went 7-9. The New England Patriots, first team up. They added Trent Brown to the offensive line. They lost Patrick Chung, and then they drafted Mac Jones. Uh, so let me ask you this: how long until we see Mac Jones under center?
Boy, he is not starting week one unless something happens to Cam, like an injury or something. He's probably not starting week one. I could tell you that straight off the bat because Bill he wants his rookies to earn stuff, and he's been talking pretty high about Cam. So I'd say unless Cam starts to struggle throughout the season, maybe like week 8, week 7, like how you saw with Tua, that's probably when you'd see Mac. If
Mm-hmm.
Cam doesn't perform up to expectations and the Patriots aren't in a favorable spot in the standings.
Hmm. It's funny you say that because I mean, the last what I heard was the opposite. I heard a lot of high praise for Mac Jones from
Yeah, I
Bill
was hearing that
Belichick.
he's praising both of them, but I'd seriously doubt if he starts week one because I
Oh,
know
I'm with you.
like from
I'm
week
with
one
you.
I really don't think about that. But I say about week 6, week 7, if Cam doesn't do well, you'd see Mac because the fans would be calling for him soon.
I think at some point we do see Mac Jones start some games because I mean I got the question. Are you saying is this season Cam's last chance to impress in New England? I think it is because they brought in Mac Jones, and I
Yep.
think Mac Jones will soon be the guy long term. But I
Yeah.
mean, and plus Cam's on a 1 year deal. Uh, I do think that at some point we see Mac Jones for like a consecutive amount of games, but I don't think that Mac Jones starts the season out.
Mhm. Totally agree.
Do you think they have enough firepower to recapture the AFC East? Because N'Keal Harry
They
just got
he requested a trade.
yeah,
I wouldn't put too much into Nikhil Harry requesting a trade from them because they did bring in a lot of receiver options. Like I know they brought in Nelson Aguilar from the
yes,
they brought somebody else in was Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. They revamped the
yep.
tight end position. I know that. I can't remember who the second wide receiver they brought in. Drawing a blank here. Crap. Uh,
I was gonna say too. You know that a lot of people were upset about that Nelson Aguilar thing because they figured we could have got Julio for the same amount that we got uh, Nelson Aguilar for.
yeah, you broke up there, but yeah, I know
Oh my bad.
teams were up. A lot of teams were upset there with seeing what the price was for Julio Jones being not that far off what it was for DeAndre Hopkins, who was much younger. I think a lot of teams thought they could have had Julio, not, but they don't realize the Julio's a generational talent. But I'm not gonna what I'm about to say is like thing, but he's also over 30 with a lot of injury concerns, so that's why I feel Bill Belichick was turned off. Because I mean, he wasn't afraid for Randy Moss, but I feel like there was something
Randy
there.
Moss was a different breed. Randy Moss was
Yeah,
different,
yeah, I
and
know, but I'm
Randy
saying.
Moss is also a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, so I know they put a lot of money into the tight end position. They gave Johnny Smith and Hunter Henry a lot of money. So judging from the cap, I know they had a lot of cap space, but they allocated it to different positions of need, and I guess didn't. They thought they could get a cheaper option, I guess, with Nelson Aguilar. I have judging from Bill Belichick,
Understandable, understandable.
because you got to remember Aguilar didn't have a horrible. He was pretty good in Vegas last
Oakland
season.
or Las Vegas, yeah,
Yeah, Vegas. He was pretty good in Vegas last season, so I guess he was worth that for them.
right. And with that, we're now on to the Buffalo Bills, the division champs, actually for the first time in a long time. Last year they went 13-3, lost the AFC Championship to the AFC champs Kansas City Chiefs. They added Matt Breida, Emmanuel Sanders, and Bobby Hart. They lost John Brown. They drafted Gregory Rosario. Do you think this is the best team in the AFC coming into 2021?
No.
No.
Well,
Oh,
I still think it's probably the Chiefs AFC to run. Unless you mean AFC East, then yes, they're the best team in the AFC East. But in terms of AFC, I still got the Chiefs labeled over them based off of last season, how Kansas City just ran right through them pretty much.
hmm
So unless Josh Allen makes another step forward, that running back position still has its question marks. If Singletary and I forgot the other guy's name, and
and he
Burita,
had, yeah.
I think they got a rookie also.
Devin
They drafted
Singletary was the rookie.
Yeah, Singletary was a rookie, but they got I think no, it was Denver that drafted another running back. That's who it was.
Yeah, it was
Mixed
Denver.
into
It was Denver.
yeah. My bad, but whatever. Buffalo. I know they lost John Brown. They added back Emmanuel Sanders, who was good with the Saints when needed be. So I think he'd replace John Brown. He wouldn't watch. Don't worry too much about their offense. Their offense is going to be good, but the defense still there. So if they could, Josh Allen can make another step forward in the team itself with experience from learning from what they didn't do last season. Yeah, they could. They had the potential to be the best team in the AFC, but I still think it's Kansas City's to lose.
Right. Yeah. I honestly like the combination of Emmanuel Sanders and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good duo.
That boy, get your fantasy lineups accordingly. Get your fantasy lineups addressed now because that's going to be
That
scary.
Buffalo offense is gonna be really good.
It really is. Also, do you think it's time that we start giving Josh Allen more respect?
I honestly, this is gonna be weird, but I don't know who's not giving him his respect because he was phenomenal last year. It's just the team, not just him alone, that got ran over by Kansas City last year. So he already earned my respect in terms of that. But I don't know who's not giving it to him yet.
You'd
They
be
should be giving it.
surprised.
I know there's a lot of people that just doubt what they were doing last year, but he was really good if you looked at it. I thought
Exactly.
his deep ball it improved a lot because he came out with that strong arm out of Wyoming. I think he was from,
Yep.
and they said his accuracy was god awful, but he's improved a lot. He went up, I think, like in the upper 60s, I believe, 60 percentage completion. So I think he's gonna be good. He can make another step. He's been working hard. I think Josh Allen he should have already got his respect from last year because he had an MVP caliber season. So
Exactly. Like
you gotta
it's not too often that you say a quarterback matches their city. Josh Allen matches that city and what
Bills
Buffalo
Mafia.
stands for. Yeah,
Bills Mafia is a different animal in terms of fan base, and they're some of the best people out there. I know a couple guys out in Bills Mafia. Them is some of the best guys you could talk to and hang out with. Different breed.
literally. And much different than this next team. Last year at 2-4, the New York Jets
2 and
had
14.
this 2-14. My bad. Yeah, so I'm giving them more credit than I should.
Yeah.
2-14. They added Tevin Coleman. They added Vinny Curry, and they also added Corey Davis, who got declined his fifth-year option by Tennessee. And then they also fired Adam Gase, who was a key departure. They drafted Zach Wilson. I feel bad for him, but Zach Wilson's going to get thrown to the dogs week 1.
Oh yeah, he's definitely getting thrown to the dogs week 1. No question about that. They don't have a. I have no idea who is even the Jets' backup quarterback, but I know it doesn't even matter. He's starting week 1. That offensive line. I know Mekhi Becton was really good last year. I want to see how the offensive line develops. I think they signed Morgan Moses. I think they signed him from
Mm-hmm.
the football team after his cap casualty release. So the offensive line last year was god awful with Mekhi Becton, not because of Mekhi Becton, but everywhere else at all the positions. Sam Darnold was running for his life pretty much. So if the offensive line makes another step, it could turn into like what 2, 3, 4 more wins maybe. Because I think
Yeah.
Robert's going to get the defense in check because he was really good with San Francisco. I think he'll fix that defense, and if he can get the guys to play hard throughout, they can make a couple of extra game wins. But I don't see them probably making the playoffs next season.
Yeah, this is, dude, I'm going to be honest. Like, and I agree with everything
They're
you
still the
just said.
ball. Yeah,
Like, this is a franchise that just, like,
permanently
when they
stuck
make the
in.
playoffs, when they make the playoffs, they make the playoffs. But like
They haven't been like real threatening in the AFC since the early
since Joe
2010s.
Namath,
With
since
yeah,
Joe
but I'm saying
Namath.
like, oh yeah, pretty much. But they made some noise with Mark Sanchez and Rex Ryan back in the late 2000, early 2010s. They went to the AFC Championship, I think, twice.
Yes, they
They
did.
lost once to Peyton and once to Brady, I believe. Can't
Yep.
remember. I think so. Yeah, those were those. They weren't bad back. They had Revis Island and Cromartie. Those were the best I've seen the Jets since probably the name of days, and I wasn't even alive for that. They've been
On it, I mean, the
stuck
Jets
in
have
the
had
bottom.
their spurts. Like you said, they had the Rex Ryan, Mark Sanchez days, and then they had like the Curtis Martin days where they were all right. And then after that, it wasn't. If you ask me, it wasn't much to really like cheer for. And then you go
Yeah,
even further back. You had the name Joe Namath in Super Bowl III in the guarantee. So I mean,
yep.
it's all of that. So it's a lot of work they got to do. For one, I would say I hope Zach Wilson can stay healthy. He's in for a rude awakening where he is. He's gonna get welcomed to the league really quickly, and
And
it's
I
gonna be
mean,
painful.
well, it's not just him because I know his mother kind of made some questionable decisions during the offseason in terms of comments. So that would probably have a bigger target on his back. No offense to him, but that's something.
Probably.
I mean, I just kind of wonder if he'd end up like how the target that Alonzo Ball had because of LeVar. I
Oh, of
saw some
course.
comparisons between his mother and LeVar, and that's not something that you want that comparison being made.
Of course not. All I'm gonna say, he better be ready. He better be
Yep.
ready. Um, and with that, we're now on to the 10-6 Miami Dolphins. Honestly, I'm looking forward to this team making the playoffs. They added Will Fuller. They added Jason McCourty. They lost Bobby McCain. They drafted Jalen Waddle, who some said was the best wide receiver in the draft. So I ask you this now: how big of a leap will Tua take in year two?
I'd say pretty sizable. If he gets that hip fully comfortable, it's his drop back and his throwing motions back to fluid. Because he looked he was not want to say like protecting it, but he wasn't playing comfortable when you watch him play. He was kind of like uncomfortable in the pocket, I want to say. But that hip
Yeah,
probably still nagging him, I guess. But if he gets comfortable now, he has Will Fuller, he's really good when he's healthy and on the field. But he's had his injury history throughout the last couple of years. He still has Devontae Parker to throw to. He's been pretty good the last 2 seasons, I believe. The
mm-hmm.
defense, it depends on what they do with Xavier Howard because I know he requested a trade. He was looking for a trade because he's been upset that his teammate Byron Jones has been making more money than he is, which
I
is
thought
kind
he,
of
I thought he was the highest paid corner in the league.
he was at one point, and then they signed Brian Jones last offseason. The Jalen Ramsey deal came through and all that good stuff. And now I think he's somewhere in the top 10 now in paid corners. But I know he's had his conflict with the team this offseason. There was some reports with that, but I don't know if there's anything going to come out of that. He's going to work it out with them. I mean, if
I
he works it
really
out with
hope he
them,
works that out.
if he stays with Byron Jones, that's a pretty good corner tandem. Because Xavier
Exactly.
Howard is really good.
They have the potential to make the playoffs. They just missed it last year, and then with this expanded playoff field this year, they're going to make it.
I feel they can make it this year. Tua just makes not even to like superstar status yet, but just like more or less
Just do what he did last year.
do what you did last year, but just be more comfortable, and you probably win 2 extra games. That's all you need really to get to the playoffs because you were 10-6 last year, and you just barely missed the playoffs by the skin of your teeth. So
Exactly.
you have a good team already. The foundation's already set.
Exactly. And then you factor this in. They upgraded at safety from Bobby McCain to Jason McCourty, which is like a huge upgrade. And then,
Mm-hmm.
you think about it like this: you got Jalen Waddle.
Devontae
Who
Parker and Will
else?
Fuller.
Devontae
Devontae
Parker.
Will Fuller
Uh, yeah, Will Fuller. You got all three of those guys, and then you got Miles Gaskin
and Mike
and
is
Mike Gesicki. Like that offense is pretty stacked by AFC East standards. Like I think maybe if they can split with New England, if they can sweep the Jets, which I think they will, and then if they can at least maybe go half and half against Buffalo, I think that's definitely enough to put them up there in the upper echelon of the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
And then plus
Because
you got go ahead.
and I was gonna say, Bill Belichick always has his issues down in Miami for some strange
Exactly.
reason. And
Well, I
Brian
mean it's
Flores,
hot. It's hot down in Miami when they go
yeah,
play.
but Brian Flores is a real good coach too, so you can't put that at it.
Exactly. Like
Too, so they have the coaching. It's not like they have much holding them back.
of course. Yeah, yeah, it's they have all the potential in the world. Like they're ready, if you ask me. I was gonna say more on this matter, but I had it and then I lost it. Um.
What's the
Oh,
general?
here's what it was. So a lot of Tua's offensive linemen said he looks more comfortable and he sounds more confident in his tone of voice in OTAs and everything moving forward.
His offensive lineman said that.
Mm-hmm.
That's big to coming out of Miami. That the offensive linemen. If you want to know how a quarterback's in, you just ask them because they're with the quarterbacks nonstop. Because they have to have a good relationship between the two. Because without the offensive line, the quarterback's gonna die.
Exactly. Like, and then you can always tell by someone's tone of voice how comfortable they feel. Like he's saying, like offensive linemen are saying, like he sounds more comfortable in his voice. He's got more bass in his voice. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about now when we're in the huddle together and everything. Like he doesn't sound like a
Mm-hmm.
little kid anymore. Like that, it's little things like that that some people don't pick up on. That you're just like, oh, okay. So
The
that's what
little
they were
things.
talking about.
Yeah, the little things.
Yeah. So let me ask you now that we've reached the end of this, what's your predicted order of finish for this division?
Um, Buffalo on top, pretty much. It's going to be close between Miami and New England. I'm going to give Miami the edge because I believe they have a better overall roster than New England, right below them, and then the Jets at the bottom. So I'd
I'm right
say
there with you.
I think Buffalo is going to go since 17 games this year. I said they go 14-3. I think they can go 14-3, maybe 13-4. As in between, they're going to go back same amount of wins. I think Miami, I'd say they're going to get probably 11 wins. That's what 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what they got. An extra win this year. New England 10-7. Jets probably 5-12.
Oh, you got the Jets going over 4 wins. Okay.
Oh, the over under that 4.
Yeah.
Uh,
You said
that's
5.
yeah. I'm thinking now if it's at 4. They can steal a couple games. I don't know who's the AFC East playing. Like, what's the NFC conference they play
The
this
NFC
year?
East is playing the NFC South. That's for one.
Yeah, I know
So
that one.
I can tell you that right now, the
I
Jets are
think
not winning. Jets are not going to win a single game against the NFC South.
Oh yeah, no, they're not winning. Well, no, they might be able to beat the Falcons. The Falcons aren't
No, they
that
aren't
great
beating the
either.
Falcons either.
Oh yeah, I forgot. No, they're not going to beat a game in the NFC South. Who's the AFC East playing in the AFC? It's not the West this year. The West, they played the West the last year, I think.
Better hope to God it's not the AFC North.
It might actually be the AFC North.
They ain't
I
gonna.
think.
New York ain't gonna win a single one of
No,
those
it's the
games
AFC
either.
South. I think it's the AFC South.
AFC South.
I think so. Hold on, let me
Oh,
check.
then they'll beat Houston. They'll win one game.
Yeah, I think it's the AFC South. I'm not entirely sure. Um, let's see.
Yeah, find that out for me real quick. and let me know because I need to clarify this because I want to know because this is going to be this can tell you a lot about how the Jet season is going to go.
Yeah, give me a second.
Because either they're going to repeat and win 2 games and go like 2-15 or 3-14, or they might win 4 games.
I see Colts, I see Texans, I see Titans, and I see Jets. Yeah, that's the AFC South. I checked the Bills' schedule. They play the AFC South.
They'll win one of those games. The toss-up is going to be the Jets game. Or no, the Jaguars game. Because that's the Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson game. And I will say, though, I have more faith in Jacksonville's defense to get the job. So that AFC South, yeah, I could see the Jets losing to the Jaguars. But folks, that's going to do it for us. We thank you for listening to this AFC East preseason breakdown. If you have not already, follow us on all of our social media platforms. I'd also like to thank Ace for joining me on this episode.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. And as always, folks, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay blessed. We'll see you on the next episode.